Here at Medics Money, we get to help all doctors with their finances, from doctors that are really struggling with money to those doctors that are financially successful and doing very well. But what's the difference between those doctors that are struggling financially and those that are successful? Habits. Yep, that's right, habits. Habits are a way to help us do important things automatically. For example, you hopefully have a habit to brush your teeth twice a day, which helps to keep them healthy. You may have a habit to do regular exercise, which keeps you fit and healthy. Getting wealthy and improving your finances is no different. Wealthy doctors have good financial habits that they have been doing over and over again. And in today's video, I'm going to show you 7 habits of financially successful doctors. If you like these videos and you want to see more, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and the subscribe button. And I've put some links in the show notes if you are looking to develop your own good financial habits. Let's get into habit number 1. Wealthy doctors buy assets, not liabilities. First of all, what is the difference between an asset and a liability? Well, I like to keep it simple and think of an asset as something that puts money in your pocket and a liability as something that takes money out of your pocket. For example, wealthy doctors habitually take a portion of their income every month and invest in a diversified portfolio of stocks or rental properties, for examples. These are assets that generate passive income, which makes them wealthier without working harder. On the other hand, an example of liabilities is cars. Cars depreciate in value and are expensive. Even worse, expensive car finance means you have no money left at the end of the month to buy assets. Some doctors are sold a bargain car on a tax-efficient salary sacrifice without being fully informed of the effect on your NHS pension, which means that you can get stuck in a cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, wondering where all your hard-earned money went, driving around in a brand new, shiny, four-wheeled liability that is decreasing your wealth on a daily basis. What can you do about this? Right now, just make a list of your assets and your liabilities and think about how you can reduce your liabilities and increase buying your assets. Habit number 2, wealthy doctors spend less than they earn. Earning a high income does not guarantee you wealth. If you make £200,000 a year, but spend it all on liabilities instead of buying assets, you'll still be living paycheck to paycheck, wondering where all your money went. As the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, says, it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep. Buying assets, as I mentioned in habit number 1, requires money, and you can either work harder and face higher taxes to get that money, or you can spend less. Earning £1 more may only leave you with 24p in your pocket after taxes and other deductions, thanks to some hideous marginal rate tax traps that exist. But saving £1 means that you get an extra £1 in your pocket. The key to wealth is tracking spending and allocating a set percentage of your income to buying assets, which can be difficult but is crucial. High-income doctors often struggle with this, buying liabilities like luxury cars and massive houses, instead of building real wealth buying assets. Interestingly, wealthy doctors often don't appear wealthy. They often drive older cars, live in modest homes, and don't wear designer clothes. The real wealth is hidden, allowing them to work fewer hours and retire when they want. If this is a habit that you're looking to develop, have a look at your bank statements right now and analyze them with the same care and attention as you analyze your patient's test results. Focus on spending consciously on things that improve your life and avoid unconscious spending. Controlling your spending is one of the easiest habits to implement, but it can be really tricky. Habit number 3, wealthy doctors don't rely on one income stream. This is going to sting a bit. Some NHS doctors have had up to 30% real terms pay cut over the last 10 years, which is a problem if the NHS is your only income stream. But if you can develop multiple income streams, you'll be less reliant on your NHS income and won't have all your eggs in one NHS-shaped basket. This doesn't mean that you need to quit being a doctor and start building a property empire, but it does mean that you need to start thinking about diversifying your income streams, no longer reliant 100% on your NHS doctor income. Maybe you could do some private work, medical legal work, consulting for a health tech company. You could even fill in medical surveys for your money in spare time. As a doctor, you have many talents that extend beyond the operating theatre, and wealthy doctors choose to leverage these talents. Why not start thinking about building a new income stream? Start small and build up. I just started by filling in the doctor survey links that pay you a small amount for your time and built up from there until I was running multiple businesses as side hustles. Habit number 4. Wealthy doctors understand and utilize leverage. Leverage is the ability to multiply the output of your inputs. You can achieve more with less personal effort. And many doctors already work incredibly long hours and they don't want to work anymore. They want to work less, but they aren't sure how you can achieve that. Well, leverage is how you can achieve that. Once you know about leverage, you can see some doctors are using leverage all around you. A common way wealthy doctors utilize leverage is by investing. And leverage solves a big problem for doctors, which is you are trading your time for money. 1 hour of your time as a doctor, whether that be in the NHS or in a private practice, equals 1 unit of money. If you want more money, you need to work more hours as a doctor. However, if you can use leverage by investing or other methods that we're going to talk about in a later video, then you can input 1 hour of time and get many multiples of that output out without working harder. With a suitable investing strategy, 1 hour of your time learning how to invest can translate to many thousands of pounds over your career. For most doctors, that's probably all that's needed. But as I said, I'm going to do a separate video on leverage because there's 4 types of leverage. If you can leverage all of them, you may be able to work less and earn more. Habit number 5. Wealthy doctors dedicate time to learning about money. This one might surprise you, and it certainly surprised me because most wealthy doctors have access to a network of specialist medical accountants and financial advisors. Now, you might expect that these wealthy doctors sit back and let the accountants do all the hard work. But almost without exception, wealthy doctors have dedicated loads of time to learning about their finances. And since you're watching this, it seems like you are too, so good work. But wealthy doctors go further than most. Wealthy doctors take action in what can sometimes seem impulsive ways to observers. Taking action is very, very hard, but it is what is needed. And hopefully I've given you some action points from this video that you can get started with today. Tip 6. Wealthy doctors insure against disaster. The unfortunate truth for most doctors or professionals in general is that they rely on their income, and if they get ill and can't work, it could be a big problem. Wealthy doctors recognize this and they take steps to insure against this. So they are protecting themselves from disaster, which is what we would call downside protection, which means that wealthy doctors understand that if they get ill and can't work, they need to insure against that so that it doesn't affect their finances. This is something that I've experienced personally, and I've put some links in the comments that can help you to understand what you need. But in brief, you can insure against losing your income if you can't work, and that's something called income protection insurance. You can insure against getting a critical illness, so a predefined list of critical illnesses, and then you would often receive a lump sum payout if that happened, and that's called critical illness insurance. And you've got life insurance, which insures you against early death. Unsurprisingly, if you die early, that will pay out an amount. The insurances that we all need will depend on our own personal circumstances and our preferences. But if you haven't got yourself insurance, have a think about that today. And if you are going to do it, you need a specialist, independent, not restricted financial advisor. And of course, that's what we have on Medics Money. Specialist, independent financial advisors who can help you with this. The 7th and final habit of wealthy doctors is that they have a plan. If you want to work less, reach financial independence, retire early, whatever your goals, you need a plan. This plan needs to be realistic, modeled on sensible numbers, and this plan needs to be monitored at regular intervals and adjusted if needed. Watching videos like this is a great way to start thinking about your financial plan, but you do have to take the next step and start thinking about it. That's why we created the Medics Money Financial Wellbeing course. This online course teaches you everything that you need to know and everything that you need to do to improve your finances fast. But what does this plan look like? Well, we break it down into 5 steps. And I like to think of it as a pyramid, because if you are going to build to the top of the pyramid, you want it built on solid foundations, not sand. So bottom of the pyramid is building financial security. Here we'll teach you how to pay the right amount of tax, how to save more money, how to track your spending using our budget planner. The next step is to build short-term wealth. Then we go into building long-term wealth using things like ISAs and pensions. Which would you use first, an ISA or a pension, and why? And how can you invest your money so that it grows over time? We finish up by telling you how to preserve your intergenerational wealth, including inheritance tax planning. I really hope that helps. I've left some links in the show notes below to help you. And if you've got any habits that we've missed, drop them in the comments. Always like to read the comments and check out the links. Don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button, and see you on the next video.